Hello and welcome back to another nail video. Today I'll be doing a full set of acrylic nails on my practice hand, so if that's something you like to see, then stay tuned. So I start by using my e-file and a 180 grit sanding band to go ahead and remove the shine from the natural nail or etch the surface of the natural nail, and this will help the acrylic product be able to stick to the natural nail a little better. Next, I'll be using my KDS nail glue to adhere my nail tips to the natural nail. I'm just putting 1 drop of nail glue in the center of the natural nail and then applying the nail tip. Just like that. And once all the tips are on the natural nail, I will be using my 100/180 grit file from a cart to go ahead and crispen up those edges. I am trying to keep this stiletto shape, so I am just moving my file from left to right. I'm applying a little pressure and making sure that I am using my thumb to keep the nail steady, and that's how I am sharpening up or crispening the stiletto shape for these nails here. And before I go on to the next nail, I go ahead and etch the top of the nail tip. And again, this is just gonna help my acrylic powder adhere to the surface of the nail a lot better. And these are how the tips look after they have been shaped. And today I'll be using MiaSecret liquid monomer with the MiaSecret acrylic powder and my number 12 Kolinsky brush. I start by picking up a small bead of acrylic and I place it towards the center of the nail, and I gently pat and push that acrylic in place, and I am trying to have the acrylic fall down with gravity so it can work its way towards the edge, and I'll be guiding it with my brush just a little bit down the towards the end of the nail or towards the tip of the nail, as you see here. In my opinion, that first bead was a little runny. I'm still working on my liquid to powder ratio, but overall that doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my next bead. I pause for a few seconds just to let that bead kind of set, and then I place it right above the first, and again I am gently patting and pushing that acrylic in place. I am constantly wiping my brush just to make sure that I don't get any acrylic stuck in my brush. And then once that powder has set in place, I gently feather down the end of the powder towards the tip so that it can blend in with the acrylic that I've already laid down. So I pick up another bead of acrylic. It's another small bead. I like to work with small beads. I think they work better for me. And again, I gently pat and push that acrylic in place before I feather it down to blend into the other acrylic. As a beginner nail tech, I do find that working with smaller beads, it's just easier for me. It's easier for me to get the acrylic to blend nicely for a smoother application. So if you are a beginner nail tech, I definitely would suggest to try to work with smaller beads. And this right here would technically be the cuticle bead. I place a small bead right above the cuticle. I gently pat and push it up towards the cuticle before I feather it down towards the tip of the nail so that acrylic can blend in with the acrylic that's already been laid. And then I am picking up my last bead of acrylic to go ahead and place on the tip of the nail to build up the tip. And again, like before, I'm gently guiding that acrylic down the nail. And I am just gently patting and pushing that acrylic in place. Next, I'll be following the same steps as before. For the ring finger, I am placing a bead of acrylic towards the tip of the nail, and I am gently guiding that down towards the tip of the nail. I am patting and pushing that acrylic in place. And I am trying to clean up the side walls just to make sure that they're clean, and it'll save me time on filing towards the end. I pick up another bead and I place it this time towards the center of the nail. It is a bigger bead, so I'm gonna pat and push that acrylic in place, and I am going to guide it down towards the tip of the nail with my brush before I go ahead and feather that acrylic down to blend in with the acrylic that's already been laid. I'm picking up another small bead of acrylic and placing it right above where I placed my last bead. Again, I'm gently patting and pushing that acrylic in place before I feather it down to blend in with the acrylic that was previously laid. Again, I'm cleaning up the side walls just to make sure that it's clean, and again, it'll save me more time when it's time to file. And yeah, I'm picking up another bead, placing it right above the last, patting and pushing that acrylic in place using the tip of my brush to pat and push. And also I'm using the tip of my brush to feather that acrylic down. I only really use the center of my brush when I need to like pat it down towards the middle area to kind of make it not as bulky. So yes, and then I would pick up another small bead for the cuticle area, placing it right above the cuticle, and then patting it and pushing it back towards the cuticle area before I feather it down to blend in to the previous acrylic. That looks pretty good. And since I noticed the tip of the nail was a little thin, I will be adding one more small bead of acrylic towards the tip of the nail. And I'm guiding that acrylic with my brush, and I'm gently patting and pushing it. And this time I'll be feathering that acrylic up so that it can blend in with the acrylic that's already there. Okay, and these are how the nails look after the acrylic application, and they do look pretty nice. And then I go back in with the MiaSecret file that I used before to shape and file the nails, and I make sure that I move my file from left to right or from right to left at a steady pace, just because I don't want to overfile one side of the nail, and then that'll leave the nail crooked. I also file underneath the nail kind of to crispen up that shape as well, and then I take my file and go across the top of the nail just to make it a smooth surface. And then I'm gonna go back and crispen up those sides again. Then I buffed the nails. And these are how the nails turned out after they have been filed, shaped, and buffed. And then I'm going to be using my Beetles base gel. I'm going to apply a thin coat of base gel to the nails, because I will be applying gel polish to each nail. I cured the base coat for 90 seconds, and these are how the nails turned out. Next, I'll be using this beautiful brown for my pinky nail. Today's design is going to be like a cheetah print design with different colors of the shades of brown. And so you're going to see that here. And so I'm just applying a thin layer of the brown color to the nail. And that's because I will be applying 2 layers. Then I will be applying a different shade of brown to my index finger. Again, I'm trying to apply a very thin layer because I will be applying 2 layers of this color gel polish. Okay, and then I will be applying this tan brown to my ring finger as well as my middle finger. I'll be using my dotting tool to go in and place just little dots of the different shades of brown all around the nail. And this is going to be that kind of like the outline for my cheetah print design. So I'm going to be doing that on the ring finger as well as the middle finger. And after the nails have cured for 90 seconds, I'm taking my liner brush and black gel polish to outline the brown spots on the nail. And this is just gonna bring that cheetah print design to life. And these are how the nails turned out. I love them. I think they're super cute. I love the different shades of brown and the cheetah print design. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please be sure to hit a like and comment down below what you'd like to see next. Thanks.